Okay, good morning. Now we are learning a new chapter in sociology. Chapter 4, the market as a social institution. Okay, so this part is different from what you have already learned in your first year and in the beginning 3 chapters. Okay, in the beginning 3 chapters you learned about population, then you learned about some basic concepts in sociology, sociological imagination, self-reflexivity, etc. Then personal issues, public issues. Then we learned about caste, we learned about family, we learned about tribe, then we learned about the social exclusion, social discrimination, etc. So this part is entirely different. This is about market. This is about economy. The market as a social institution is the 4th chapter. Okay, so first we are analyzing what is market. What is market? Market is a social institution. Market is a social institution. So you have already learned few social institutions, and just like those few social institutions, market is also a social institution. Market is a social institution, and the exact definition of market is a place of interaction between buyers and sellers. Buyer and seller, or buyers and sellers, producers and consumers in respect to goods and services. സാധനങ്ങൾ വാങ്ങുകയും വിൽക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സാധനം ഉൽപ്പാദിപ്പിക്കുകയും അത് ഉപയോഗിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ തമ്മിലുള്ള ഇന്ററാക്ഷൻ നടക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ് എന്ത്? മാർക്കറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Market is a place of interaction between the buyer and the seller. സാധനം വാങ്ങുന്നയാള്, those who is going to purchase things, and those who are going to sell things. So market is a place of interaction. So there is interaction between buyer and seller, between producer and consumer. Who is going to produce vegetable? Producer is agriculture laborer. Then consumer, who is going to consume? The person who is coming to buy vegetables is the consumer. So market is a place of interaction between buyer and seller, producers and consumers in respect to goods and services. Like, it is a social institution like caste, tribe and family. So market is a social institution like caste, tribe and family. Market is a social institution like, market is a social institution like caste, tribe and family. You have already learned about caste, tribe and family in the previous chapters. Okay, so this part is very important. What is market? So 2 important points are there. First one is market is a social institution like caste, tribe, family, etc. It is a place of interaction between buyer and seller, or it is a place of interaction between buyers and sellers, producers and consumers in respect to goods and services. സാധനങ്ങൾ വാങ്ങുവാനും വിൽക്കുവാനുമായിട്ട് ആൾക്കാർ ഒത്തുകൂടുന്ന, പരസ്പരം ബന്ധപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥലമാണ് എന്ത്? മാർക്കറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So that is the first part. Can be asked for 3 marks or for 2 marks. Okay, next we are analyzing the sociological viewpoint on market. Okay, how the sociologist look into a market, or how the sociologist look into the economic social institution market. So sociological perspective on market and economy. എക്കണോമിയെ കുറിച്ചും മാർക്കറ്റിനെ കുറിച്ചുമുള്ള sociological perspective എന്ത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. Okay, So in this part, we are dividing the question into two parts, the viewpoints of sociologists and the viewpoints of economists. So this is the sociological perspective on market and economy. This is a sociology part, and then comes the economic part. What is the viewpoint, the economic perspective of perspective on market? That is the second part. Okay, so first part, sociologists view market as a social institution that are constructed in culturally specific ways. So social institution, market itself is a social institution, and that institution is constructed in culturally specific ways. അതാത് ഏരിയയിലുള്ള മാർക്കറ്റുകൾ അതാത് സ്ഥലത്തിൻ്റെ നീഡ് അനുസരിച്ച് അതാത് സംസ്കാരം അനുസരിച്ച് സ്പെസിഫിക് വേയിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്നതാണ്. സോഷ്യോളജിസ്റ്റ് വ്യൂ മാർക്കറ്റ് ആസ് എ സോഷ്യൽ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ ദാറ്റ് ആർ കൺസ്ട്രക്റ്റഡ് ഇൻ കൾച്ചറലി സ്പെസിഫിക് വേസ്. Market is a place where you can see many groups. Market is a place where you can see people belonging to different caste. Then market is a place where you can see different classes, upper class, lower caste, poor people. You can see even people with no income at market. So people belonging to different groups, different classes, etc. you can see in the market. At the same time, you can see different social processes. In the first year, you have learned about social processes. So example for social processes and the Canada. Which are the different social processes that you have already learned in the first year classes? Accommodation, right? Cooperation, then competition, conflict, etc. are the different social processes in the society. Okay, so you can see the social processes also in the market. Competition between two vegetable shop owners, then competition between what you call between the agricultural laborers to sell their products. So you can see various social processes such as competition, conflict, accommodation, etc. in the market. Accommodation is adjusting. Okay, even though we are not agreeing with the other person's opinion or attitude, still we wanted to adjust. That is accommodation. We are accommodating with the environment. So that is accommodation. So that type of processes you can see in a market. Then market has connection with other social institutions too. Market has connection with other social institutions too. Which are the other social institutions? Market has a connection with family. Market has a connection with law, with legal institutions. Market has a connection with then what you call caste. Some markets are generally caste dominated, and market has a connection with class. So market has connection with other social institutions too. Economies are socially embedded. Economies are socially embedded. That is the opinion of sociologist, or you can say the sociological perspective on market. Which are the 3 points? First one is sociologists view market as a social institution which are constructed in a cultural specific ways, in specific ways depending upon the culture of that particular area. So that is culturally specific ways. Second point is, in a market you can see so many groups, you can see classes, you can see various social processes. For example, competition, conflict, accommodation, etc. you can see in a market. And market has a connection with other social institutions such as legal institutions, family, caste, etc. And economies are socially embedded. There is a social relationship between the consumers, between the sellers, between the producers and consumers in a market. That is, economies are socially embedded. So these are the 4 points about the sociological perspective on market. So this is very important. Okay, sociological perspective on market. And now we are analyzing what is the economic perspective on market. Now, economics aim at understanding and explaining how markets work in modern capitalist economies. So, interest of the economics is to understand and explain how markets work in modern capitalist economies. So, their main intention is to explain how markets work in a competitive environment, in a capitalist economy. Okay, then second point is the economics look at prices, investment, savings, spendings, etc. So they learn about the prices, they learn about investment, savings, spendings, etc. But the sociological perspective is entirely different. We are learning about the cultural interaction between people. We are learning about the relationship between different castes. We are learning about the competition, accommodation, etc. in the market. Here they look at prices, investment, savings, spendings, etc. Now the last point is Adam Smith developed the idea of studying economy separately. Adam Smith is a famous political economist, or you can say he was an economist, and he wanted to study economy separately. Economy is a special discipline, and you have to study it separately. So Adam Smith developed the idea of studying economy separately. This can be asked for 1 mark. Who developed the idea of studying economy separately? Adam Smith. He was a political economist, or you can say he was an economist. But sociologists studied economy within the social framework. Sociologists wanted to study economy within the social framework only. So this question combined can be asked. Explain the sociological perspective and the economical perspective on market and economy. Or else separate sociological perspective on market and economy. Then you are writing these 4 points, and if the question is coming like the economical perspective on market and economy, then you are writing these points. And final conclusion, if a combined question comes, there will be a conclusion, and conclusion is Adam Smith developed the idea of studying economy separately, whereas sociologists studied economy within the social framework. Now we are learning Adam Smith's view about market. Adam Smith wanted to study market separately. Okay, he wanted to study economy separately. So now we are analyzing Adam Smith's view on economy. Adam Smith's view on economy. Adam Smith's view about market. So I have already told you Adam Smith was a political economist, and he wrote a famous book, The Wealth of Nations. This is very important. Who wrote the book? The Wealth of Nations. Wealth of Nations is the book written by who? Adam Smith. So according to him, market economy is a series of individual exchanges or transactions that create an order and helps in the functioning of the system. According to Adam Smith, so these are the 4 points given by Adam Smith. The first one is, what is market economy? Market economy is a series of individual exchanges or transactions that create an order and helps in the functioning of the system. So market economy is a series of individual exchanges or transactions of goods and services that create an order and helps in the functioning of the system. For the smooth functioning of the system, this market economy is moving in an order. That is what Adam Smith says. Okay. Now, second point, each person looks into their self-interest. The person who is coming in the market is selfish. That is what Adam Smith says. Each person looks into their self-interest, but the interest of all seem to be looked after. They doesn't actually, the people who are coming in the market are looking their self-interest only, but the interest of all seem to be looked after automatically without knowing. The interest of all seem to be looked after. So that is the second point. Now third one, he explains a concept. He explains a concept known as invisible hand. So he says in each and every market you can see this invisible hand. And now let us see what is this invisible hand. There is an invisible force. So invisible hand is a force, invisible force, you cannot see that controls all activities in a market, which converts what is good for one to what is good for all. This force is called invisible hand. So this part is very important. Invisible hand is the concept put forward by Adam Smith, and according to him, there is an invisible force where in the market that controls all activities in a market, which converts what is good for one to what is good for all. I am going to a market for the welfare of, for my self-interest, for I wanted to purchase something, or else I want, if I am a farmer, I wanted to sell something. So I am going to the market for my self-interest. But when I go there and when I sell my things, my self-interest converts into what is good for all, because I am selling my product and somebody else can buy that. Somebody else who want that product can buy that. So what is good for one to what is good for all. This force is called an invisible hand. So that part is very important. Now, next, Smith supported the idea of free market. So, free market is the idea of Adam Smith, very important. Smith supported the idea of free market, and now we are analyzing what is a free market. A free market is a market free from all regulations, that is by state or otherwise, by some institutions or some individuals, that is or otherwise, or individual regulations also. This is called laissez-faire. Laissez-faire, laissez-faire. And laissez-faire is a French word meaning leave alone or let it be. That is the meaning of laissez-faire, and laissez-faire is a French word, and Adam Smith was a French political economist. So he supported the idea of free market. And what is free market? A market free from all regulations by the state or otherwise in the sense free from all regulations of individuals or by state, and this is called laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is a French word meaning, what is the meaning of laissez-faire? Leave alone or let it be. So market is a free market is the concept of Adam Smith. And again he explained invisible hand. He says in each and every market there is an invisible force that controls all the activities in the market, which converts what is good for one to what is good for all. So these are the viewpoints of Adam Smith, and this is also important. Okay, this can be asked for a 3 marks or 4 mark question. So the book written by Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, and what according to Adam Smith is market economy. Market economy is a series of individual exchanges. Series means a chain of individual exchanges or transactions. Transactions means exchange, okay, that create an order and helps in the functioning of the system. Then next comes, each person looks into their self-interest. I am going to the market with my self-interest. I am selfish. I wanted to sell my thing. But there, along with my interest, others' interests are also be looked after. There is an invisible force, and this invisible force that controls the market, and that invisible force is known as invisible hand. And he says market should be a free market, a market that is free from all regulations by the state or otherwise is known as laissez-faire. The word meaning of laissez-faire is leave alone or let it be. Thank you.